Kovela hen ram ve an mani ram chiat hlau au chuak ngam hian poimo ema ram tin hian soitur hi an nei thina chung chuan khovel din munte sia in atlang puin avei te chu ramsa hanti chereu te anveya tin khotlang enge nyang environmental he kan bulvel kan che thingle maute khati ang hum hal kha anitlang puita chung ve tlukam mi hlu chun omlo ani chu voina hian kan zir to chu Wangari Maathai Coursebook lesson 3 page number 38 lo en ula ani hi Africa lampang ani ama se mi hwai se em mai au chuangam soingam ram shwai tu te po ina an ngai poimo lo theilo khani tani Wangari Maathai was an environmental and political activist kan soyang khan ram kan bulvel chevel zong te khi aveya tin political activist ani boka ram ro rel na an ro rel dan te ngun ta lo ngai thla a siam that na te a diklo lai lo veng reng tu khani. She founded the Green Belt movement, which focused on environmental issues and women's rights. Green Belt movement Paul Adina tichuan chungina an Paulina an ena chu environmental issues hemi ram chereu tur vena lampang te ni atin meichia dikna chanvo khum hal konga khan mala buka. She was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2004 for her efforts to find a balance between the fulfillment of human needs and protection of national environment. Nobel Peace Prize chu kan sia anga he lara khovela yan andong environmentala nge ram chereu tur veng tu te ni berang chu khati ang hum hal nasata ka hum hal du tu te kha an om thina ram sang sang ani chena kan soi to ang khan Nobel Peace Prize andong ani po hi chunga chuan Nobel Peace Prize adonga atumbera chu mishingina kan mamo le kan mamo azira kan khotlang leilung chelo zonga a imbalance a in puiton tur ang khan thil kha a boy pui ani chu. Wangari Maathai was a young girl growing up in the early 1940s in the small village of Ihithi in Kenya. Kan so yang khan ma hi kum sang kha zuka somli malam akhan alo piang to a Kenya Ihithi akhan pianga, and life was next to perfect. Khalaya Ihithi Kenya kha perfect so anilawa mase du thusa mani an ram chen nakha chaber lo mase chaber do to tini chu. There were leopards and elephants in the thick forest around, clear water, rich soil, food and water for everyone. Mishingina an mamo kha vek le cha tui film tha te cho lak na tur thlawan thlayan sia mai na tur te kha engkim kha tu tan po an pe phot chuan a umani an ram kha thani chu. Wangari Maathai excelled in schools. Midang ain Achabika, after graduating with a degree in biological science in 1959, she won a scholarship to study in the United States of America. This one, Midang aya Achabika ni excellent kanti angkania, a graduate zokan biological science, azolea degree ala. This one scholarship amutani, scholarship an mohian tunlaya po hianin mi anthiam chuan India ramati po exam turdam takoma athonin zirna kha hostel te pon umtheya chutiang chu scholarship to ala atichon Germana azir leta zela. She returned to newly independent Kenya in 1966. Mira makana hlen lova aron leta 1966 Kenya ramakan engeni kumpinu ro relna achangkhan allow independent vemeka tachuan aron leta an ramakan. 5 years later, she became the first woman in East and Central Asia to obtain a PhD from the African University. Tin ama hi meichia masabera Central is a woman in the East akan PhD la masabera ni chu African University tangin. She taught veterinary anatomy and went on to become a first woman to run a university department in Kenya. Kenya kan university lian ta ko ma se he a department anatomy ti chu animal bodies han zirna khatiang kha a department hong tu ani chu a main khatiang zirna kha la umlo Kenya chan ramsa le nungcha te nga te lul nen ma se ani hian chu department chu meichia hong ma saber alo ni chu. Wangari Maathai early work as a vet took her to some Kenya's poorest area. Anna ma saber chu Kenya ram retheina mun mo changkang lo taka khan bulatana She has first-hand experience on the degradation of the environment and how it created difficulties in the life of women who produce most of the food. Tichuan namasaber utlang namasaber lian ngai to chu ati masakber tura ngai to chu degradation kan ti chu hei ram kha chhezela e khata khan environment kan ti chia chuwang chon meisitan khan harsalu tu kani nun kha achan chu cho le e tur la khom tu ngai to tu ania. Kenya's forests were being cleared and replaced by commercial plantation. Kenya ram te kha e sarkar khan tiang khan man ron la a commercial plantation an mangani omzia chu sumdon muna an mang shal chhuwa tur chawakha an chingani chu. The result was drought, loss of biodiversity and increased poverty. Ti chuan chu ina athlen te chu khwa te kha lo ro ta lei te kha lo ro veka tin nungcha te an bo boka achan chu ramzau ta kha thing zong zong khan kit veka kan soi ang khan e zon na tur thil chau an siam wang khan re theine kha lo na satani an ram kha tiang khan an mang na salu tuka. These experiences made her determined to address the main cause of poverty and environmental destruction. Chung chuan an environment an ram kha ati chet zo ta vek maya chung chu asoi berani chunga chuan ma lakna kan ti to khan nama sabera khan achiat dana kha an ram achiat awanga an mani mi te vekina an tor dan kha was pui address bera chu nitani. Wangari Maathai realized that people were destroying their own resource. Anma nili anma ani antichiati kha ber kan ti to kha. She worked with the impoverished, including women. Mirathete pula athoka. According to her, they were the most affected by environmental degradation. Ramina achiata kha anma ani ber khan antwara. They lack food, fuel, water, food, and fodder. Tichuan thing to aturte nei lova le thing hanlak man mai turte in tuite fodder chu ramsaina a tur he dry food kan ti ang hi engeni ang an aro te khan e thin thlasik tan te pon da thin hi wora ma te po khatiang e turte ramsaina an e tur kha taloni. They were poor and have no cash income. Anratheya income an neilaw. In 1977, she set up a green belt movement. In this movement, trees were planted in Major Park in Nairobi. 1977 na kaning green belt movement amay kan so ito adin kan ti ka he movement na hian thingkung an lo phuna chuta chwa thingkung phun kha an vei bera national Major Park in Nairobi muna khanin thingkung kha an phun chomaya chuta chumi mun chon aming chu called the Uhuru Park to demand the release of writers and thinkers who had been imprisoned by the government. Helaya hianin kan soi tur chu sarkar khan ma lak na konga khanin nakin zela ram chereu tur kha aveng tok lo chu wangin mithiam khan ron au chwa pui na samaya chung chu sarkar khan aman ta dai mai ne chu aman te chu green belt movement Wangari Maathai na apol dit te hianin thingkung phun pa khan I an tar bokan au chwa pui boka khang ho chwa tur khan zela tanga antang zela tang ho an chwa theina turin. The movement demanded the peaceful transition to democracy. Hemi movement hianin zoya democracy ina atum rimna kha thesian tia. Soon the trees in Greenbelt movement became the symbol of democratic struggle in Kenya and a way of challenging widespread corruptions and environmental mismanagement of the country. It's on independent ten lo neya mi an ram kha ro an railway ama se an rail danaka andu thu samlova khata khanin challenging again yang thil machon tur tam taka oma corruption te lo oma tin environment an ti chiar na sataka ram ngo tha te an ti cherewa intendina tin an ram anin rail bol dan kha e khotlang ta na tha ni si lo khan corruption te kha omna sada wang khan chu an ram din mun khan ita. Professor Maathai rose to prominence in 1989 when she led a campaign to stop the construction of multi-crore office in Uhuru Park. Nichena Uhuru Park kan thing te an phun kan ti to kha ram mi han ha chol na mun tur te kha khopuya khan an han siam ve te kha khang kha thla kha building lian pui office building sakantum tatlat mai ni chu mi pui ta na tangkai si kha thowana mase kha Wangari Maathai te chuan an protest ani an phallo ani park chu park in umro se thingkung phun angai ni dikhan au chwa puya. She turned the politician against her. In 1992 she was charged with treason. ti chuan politician te chu soi selin khanga thing te kit phal lovin office din te chu phal lo chu wangin ama kha enge man tur ti khanin soi sel lo ni ta a criminal act anei ni chu man tur ji ga mi sarkar poi soi alo ni ta a she was arrested and then released because of the foreign intervention man ma se foreign atang khan ama chan tu tam ta khan lo oma athil tha ati ni ram tan ti khan lo she ve veka chumi te puina atang chuanin due to her activist expressing her protest, she was labelled a threat to the order and security of the country. Ti chuanin ama chu vau alo ni a achan chu order and security of the country ram ingeni ram ro rel na tibuai sarkar ro rel na tibuai tu ti khanin an lo soita. In 1993 she had to go into hiding. Ti chuan 93 a chuan abiru lo ngai ta chan chu vauna atok na salu tuka atan khan omzel na chi khan italawa. Wangari Maathai became a heroic figure in international struggle for a greener world. Ti chuan khoverin an lo shia a heroic figure ti chu shwai tu ro pui tak kha ni ani na kha an lo shita a. Her effort also contributed greatly to the environment in African nations for democracy. Atumna athena theipato pa an so a movement siam te khanin Africa chuanin nasatakin ma alo la ami bengte lo ver chauzela. We can never all be equal, but we can ensure we do not allow excess poverty to wealth. Anina soidan chuan tuma hi we can never all be equal, but we can ensure we do not allow excessive poverty for wealth. Inequality breeds insecurity, she said. Asoidana chuanin tuma hi kanin ang tlang thelo ma se hausa lutuk le rethe lutuk an om hian hei hian remna asiam lawani tu tan po atla ti kha soini chumi om sia chu kan sha dana chuan hei kan sha thiam dan tura chuanin khovela hausa lutuk kha an lo om chuan an lo chapo thina midang te khan lo rabet thina ni sarkar ta po rei lutuk te an lo chel chuan kan soi sel fo thin ang hian mi puite an za lo te kan ti fo thina to na po hei kan ram then oma te le kan mu mek te po ro rel na an man rei lutuk chuan fu lo fo thina tin re thei lutuk an om khan ei tur ten lo nei lova mi hausa boka kha an varok thina an nun te atan a hla om boka an wathat mai thina khawang khan Wangari Maathai chon hausa lutuk le thei lutuk an om hi a fu lo ve ti kha au chwa pui a soi ber pakhat ani. Gradually, the Green Belt movement grew into a network of 600 community groups that care for 6,000 tree nurseries, which were often supervised by the differently abled people. The Green Belt movement in mun som zaruka khanin community groups Paul kha andina mun sang sanga khan ta in tree nurseries sangruk anneya chumi omzia chu mun khata khan thingkung chi thlai an ti tria ka chung sotiang chu mun zaruka annei ni chu which were often supervised by differently able people ti thale mai chu ta chuan chung thingkung triak asiam te chu en kol turin rual ban lo ho kha a chhor ani chu an khwami te ho kha the 2014 in more than 30 crore tree has been planted and the movement had branches in 30 countries. 30 crore thingkung khan lo phun ta der maya tin ram shanga countries mun shanga khan branch an lo neya an mani ram chau ni lo khan saprama ti po mun shanga po green belt movement kha lo ta zela anin thlungzom ta tiu maya ta chuan nursery san sia man thiam to ni chu mo thingkung tur thai han ti triak velten in kol dan dekha katiang khan miram pon lo du ve zela 30 branch an nei ta hianani. It has become an unofficial agriculture advice service, a community regeneration project and a job creation plan all in one. This one Kenya chuan in an mani chu unofficial agriculture advice service an siam sarkar nilau athlona an mani varon the thingku an phun don piang te thlain siam donin athlonin an mani kha an varon the khatiang te khan siama community regeneration omzia chu khotlang non siam tharle na project ani chu tin na tam tak midang tan an pepoka khang zong kha all in one thil na chi sang kha pol pakhat khan asiam tinani chu Wangari Maathai was active in the National Council of Women in Kenya from 1976 to 1987 and was its chairperson from 1981 to 1987. Hey kan chithia manga National Council for Women Kenya khan ani hun hi asoya tin chairperson aroni to boka. In 2003 Mazingira har Kenyan Green Party won election. This one and party to political activists kan ti to ka politics sapo khan na satkin man la election ahnan tling tamai nin mani kha. She served as Assistant Minister for Environment and Natural Resource in the government of President Mwai Kibaki between January 2003 and November 2005. Hemi kum chung hian Assistant Minister of Environment and Natural Resource kha ani na kha aron soilanga chumi an chuti lai so an president chu kan soyang khan Mwai Kibaki ani chu hun rei lo te chung kha chu sarkar na lo chang ve ni. In 2004 she was awarded a Nobel Peace Prize. 2004 chuan Nobel Peace Prize te po adonga khotlang siam thatu ani na kha. It gives her a strong platform to travel a world and press home and message that ecology and democracy were indivisible. Asoidana chuanin ram chefzel tur ve na le democracy hi thia shanchi ani lo ti kha au chwa puina samaya chumi omazia chu tupon sarkar siam se ram chereu tur khan veng tel turani an ngai thwa turani changthar zel ola omzel tur tan bo khan khangkha himdam takanung cha te ti chereu lawa thingle maute khum hal that kha an kalpui tel tur ti kha au chwa pui pakhat ani. In 2006, she led the United Nations Environmental Programme, UNEP, a tree planting scheme that has resulted in more than 700 crore trees being planted all over the world. Tunakan soyang khan, tingkung pun kamun tinakanan tizela, hey 700 crore ka kovel mun shang shang lo plan taring mai nicho. According to Wangari Maathai, the tree is just a symbol of what happens to the environment. Tingkung tihi kan ram the act of planting one is a symbol of revitalizing the community. Everyone should plant tree. Tingkung pakhat kan phun hian kan ram kan tit chakani tikha. Tingkung pakhat kan phun hian kan khotlang kan tit chakani tikha. Au chwa poi chu vai mi zong zong hian tingkung an phun turani atiani. Tuna po hian soibel lokila Amazon mun hi tingkung tamna berani khovel hi achom to achu wangin anma Amazon hun Brazil a hianin thingkung tamtok ala oma wangin hei hi tuna hianin the lungs of the world ti ani hiala lo lo ta se khovel hi sikle sa in thla khi ala dona kholuma lum lu tukte thlasika votle lu tukte he mun tam taka po tuilian te omeka I thingkung kan ti chere ona sar tukhe kaima anin kan tuar zel chu ani a ruate duai tamte run sura cyclone te anasa heng zong he thingkung kan nei tlem zel wang kha alo nia Wangari Maathai hian alo ve dei to a khovel siam thatna tur kha alo be to ti kha kan shatel don nia azara hian mitam takin thingkung an phun pha ani. Wangari Maathai died of cancer at the age of 31 on 25th September 2011. Thimale me 71 years. The undaunted spirit of Wangari Maathai shows clearly through her inspiring words. Heng min ne na chatak me asoite har sana tam tak po ma se heng asoi. Those of us who witness the degraded state of environment and the suffering that comes with it cannot afford to be complacent. Asoya chu ram chereu to mureng to le shereng to te hianin I kan mai theilo ni kan hadam theilo ni ti hi we continue to be restless kan le theilo. If we really carry the burden, we are driven to action. We cannot tire or give up. Ram chereu kha phurita kan la a ti chuan malak nga la nga ya we cannot tire or give up kan chol man lawa kan ha man lo. We owe it to the present and future generation of all species to rise up and walk. Mi lo la thang le zel turte tin ramsa lo chereu turte future generation bidang lo kan le zel tur chung ho ta na din chwa na an chuan ma kan le tur ani ti kha asoi fo ani aro pui le me kalo me